welcome to a DC Universe online podcast, bringing you news and weekly entertainment for the DCUO People's Podcast.
Three, 2, 1, and action.
This is the People's Podcast, and I'm coming to you live. This is the Michelle, aka the People's Champion, and now the people are represented. How y'all doing, folks? Welcome to the People's Podcast. Like I said, I'm one of your hosts, Nimbus Shosh, and today we're going to have for you Superpatriot, Orbit.
What's going on, everybody?
Ooh, Orbit. Say hi, Orbit.
Person.
So we got the Sultan of Double Penetration. We got Big Brother Belkin on the mic. Say hi, Belkin.
Double penetration.
Yeah, I don't know why, but when he says it, it sounds dirtier.
It does. Like he's wearing a bustier heels right now.
I think we have to put on this podcast, Peggy 18.
I want to know, Balkan, if you're giving out the double penetration or you're receiving the double penetration.
Oh.
So Orbit. So I haven't made a movie about it. I was gonna wait till a good time. The number one thing I want to ask you is, why y'all name this podcast the People's Podcast, knowing that Nimbus Shosh is the People's Champion? Please explain yourself.
I've got a perfectly good example. You're not gonna like this.
Mm-hmm.
You claim yourself as the People's Champion. However, I am the People's Champion.
Orbit.
Orbit, you lost the sub now from your channel.
Wait, I lost the what is it?
That was just a coincidence, Nimbus. Just a coincidence.
It was a coincidence, huh?
Coincidence, nothing, dude. I was in the conversation with you and Schmiegel when we were talking about, you guys were talking about starting this podcast up. All right?
You're supposed to be on my team.
I gave you guys a great name to use.
Did you?
For a podcast. Yeah, I told you guys should call it the DCUO Crisis podcast.
Did you? You just making
that
up.
Yes.
You just
DCO gangbang penetration.
Back to that. I will go back into that Skype chat and I will find it and I will show it to you. And I told you guys straight up. I was like, you call it the People's Podcast and Nimbus is gonna fucking flip its shit. And what happened? What happened? Schmiegel, is over there holding.
Nimbus waited until your sidekick smelled his own ass. You know what I'm saying? And then I double penetrated the People's Podcast. That's a lot of P's. Double penetrated the People's Podcast just to confront you, Big Brother Orbit, to try and figure out exactly how you gonna. Now you know me, Orbit. You know me. You know me. You know that I'm the People's Champion, baby. And then you want to go back to, well, the jury may be out there. You may not be the People's Champion. No, fuck that. You know, 1,300 of the YouTube population sees the People's Champ as the People's Champ. Meanwhile, you got the People's Podcast with you and your sidekick. I can't say his name. Well, I'll say his name, but fuck him. You and your sidekick talking on the People's Podcast. Man, I was about to go to sleep one night when I started like, what the fuck is the People's Podcast? Hey, who the fuck is on the People's? I'm about to jump through this TV and kick a mud hole in these fuckers. Meanwhile, y'all just yucking it up. Y'all probably was wondering, why hasn't Nimbus said anything yet? Oh no, Nimbus had a plan, my man.
This is the plan. This is the big plan.
And the plan is coming across nicely. Please explain yourself to little brother Nimbus.
I've actually got a question for you, actually.
What's that? Okay.
where did you? Who decided that you were the people's champ, and what have you done to give yourself such a title? On
That's
this,
Penetration.
yeah. I want to know this, and I think
Mm.
everybody, Balkan wants to know, Superpatriot wants to know, and the
Okay.
viewers want to know.
Well, how I came about to being the people's champ is that when I step on the scene,
Because you
I
didn't
preach
just
the
make your
gospel of
character
justice.
as the people's champ. You would have had to surely.
Oh, but hang on. Let me break it down for you. You understand? So when I step on the scene, I preach the gospel of justice. You know, I don't just let villains get their behind whoops. No, they get their behind whoops, and then I have to tell them about their wicked and evil ways. You know, I come from the gut and the heart to let them know exactly about their transgression. So when I started doing that, I even started rhyming. I preached the gospel of truth and honor and justice all up and down their souls. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody just started saying, "Oh, well, Nibba shows he must be the people's champ." I'm like, what do you mean? Oh yeah, Nibba shows is the people's champ. It's like, you know what? I am the people's champ. And this came up in the PvP chat. This came up in the versus chat. This started coming up in the shout chat. For a good week and a half, I was being called the people's champion. You know what? I accept the people's championship for life. Because that's the people's champion. People's champion isn't just a something you win. The people's championship is something you earn. It has to come from you. So it has to be not just with your fist, but with your mouth. And as you can tell with me continuously talking, the people's champion has earned his title. So I ask you again, why are you typing? I hear you typing.
That's not me. That's not me.
That's
Me.
me. That's me.
Okay.
Again, why'd you name the podcast the People's Podcast when you know the people's champion was gonna say something?
Okay, I'll tell you why it's called the People's Podcast. It's called the People's Podcast because we are gonna get the community on the podcast, and they are the people. It's not the People's Champion Podcast. I think you're getting a bit confused. You're getting confused there.
Now don't get into it. Look, I see you throwing them little bombs out there. You know, the English people, y'all real good with that. That's cute. That's funny. But make sure you understand. You know what I'm saying? We boys. You know what I'm saying? We not at war. You know, your big brother Orbit love you like a play cousin. You know what I'm saying? You had me throwing them balls at me because you already know what I do. You already know how I do. Just saying. So what are we gonna talk about today besides me? And your side?
Just to add on to that real quick though, Nimbus. So if you guys, Nimbus, we've got a league Facebook group, and Nimbus every once in a while puts up some inspirational pictures on there with Muhammad Ali on there. I found one that actually kind of suits you perfect, Nimbus. All right, and it's a picture of Ali. He's hitting the heavy bag, and it's a quote of his saying, "To be a great champion, you must believe you are the best. If you're not, pretend you are."
That is awesome.
Beast it.
Hey, you can say you beast it all you want to. Remember, it's just a video. I don't really think I could. It's like I said in my last video. I don't really think I could fly and shit. I'm just saying. You know, in real life, I am not quote unquote a people's champion or anything like that. You know, I'm just a regular dude that plays video games and goes to work and shit.
And sell dildos.
I don't do that. I don't do that anymore. Okay, I used to. That was my old job.
Ah, okay.
I thought you were joking when you said that.
The funny thing is, though, I mean, in Orbit, I know for a fact you've gotten this too. It's so funny, with the way some people react in this game on occasions when they do beat us in like a 1v1 or in an arena match. They act like they just won the Super Bowl.
It's
like, oh, I got you. No rematch, bitch.
Never rematch. Or you are now ignore list.
It happened to me last night. Stepped back into some competitive arenas last night, got our asses handed to us, and these guys acted like, they just, won the Powerball, the Super Bowl, and the World Cup at the same time.
The European brothers, it's the World Cup to them. This is the World Cup.
Yeah,
also Super Bowl. Y'all, it's the World Cup. I understand.
World Cup for us, Super Bowl for you guys.
Right. But I mean, that's another mark of the champion. You know what I'm saying? People are chomping at the bit. Like, how many hundreds of tells do you get per day? Can I fight you in the scrimmage? Can I fight you in the 1v1? How many do you get per day? Per day.
Just a stupid amount. Stupid amount.
Yeah. I've had to do what Orbit's done and make a separate tab for my tells.
Yeah. That's the best thing I've done. But the problem I've got with doing that is you'll add them, you'll see them all in your separate chat tab, but you can't do recent text to, like, if you've got a couple of tells and you've just come out of a PvP game, you can't do recent text to get. You need to type their name out, even though you can see it there. So it's still time consuming, even though you can see it.
It's a lot of rigmarole, but can I give a shout out to the devs of DCUO for adding the whole ignore chat invite, ignore scrimmage invite, and all that. While you just in the middle of paradox, you got the crazy legs jumping all on your head. And all of a sudden, somebody wants you to join. Nimbus Rub My Booty channel. You don't want that. I'm busy. Can you not be rude for a second? God damn! I want to play the game too. This is some bullshit. See, I couldn't be a real celebrity. If I was a real celebrity, I'd be punching paparazzi in the mouth daily. Nimbus, can we get a statement? Can we get a picture? No, motherfucker, get the fuck up out my way. I got chicken to eat. What's wrong with you? I got some pizza in the oven. You want to take pictures of my ass? What is wrong with you? How about you have a damn seat? God damn it.
It is insane. But yeah, that is the best feature that they've ever done, is put that in the game.
That is one of the best features, and one of the reasons why I came back. Because I was tired of that, man. Damn. Can a brother breathe, please?
The worst is when you had someone inviting you to, like, a group or something, and you couldn't scroll down to add them to ignore fast enough before a second one flashed up. So it's like, decline, right, left on the stick, quickly scroll down, it's popped up again. That was before, but now, bam, that's it. No thank you.
See, what I like to do was I like to jump into the group, curse them out, because after like the third or fourth time, after I've said no, I don't want to be in your group, about the fourth time, it's like, look your job time, motherfuckers, I told y'all I ain't in your goddamn group. And then you want to invite me again. The fuck you with the, how you say it, Belkin? Double penetration?
Double penetration. Great success.
And just go into the group, ignore every motherfucker in the group, and then bounce out like a cheat. That's what you do. Balls in hand, dignity intact.
I used to go in PvP groups, and then, the like Supergirl or whoever used to pop up. And I used to think, oh yeah, right, we're going in now. And I'd end up in Fos 2 or something. It's always Fos 2. It's like, I'm in Fos 2, where the fuck does this come from? Jesus. So annoying.
FOS 2 was one of those mean raids that everybody needed help with, and the first person they went to was the guy on YouTube. Superpatriot being quiet over there, but I know he got worse horror stories than me. At least with this.
I actually went into Fos 3 and helped someone out the other day. I was actually pretty proud of myself. Went in, the timer was on like 1 million minutes, like over 100 people had been in the instance, and I was just I went in, and it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, put me back.
I went in there. I had a league mate ask me, if I could come in and I could tank FOS 3 for him one time, and I was like, yeah, sure. So I just threw my DPS PvE gear on and just switched the tank stance. Moved a couple of things out and around in my loadout and everything to help with the medics and stuff. I got in there, all right, and they'd already been in there for like 50 minutes or something like that. Okay. And the top damage in there was like around 30K or something like that. 6 minutes later, after we beat the raid, okay, I'm sitting at the top of the damage board. And I'm like, what in the hell are you all doing this whole time?
And you were a tank.
Like,
and you did more than hashtag 31K.
Oh, man. Hashtag 31K, that's funny.
1,000.
Well, Nimbus, why don't you tell us a bit about your channel? Because it's kind of like unique-ish from the other DCUO channels.
Yeah, because you're like evolving your channel right now, aren't you?
Yeah. See,
you're like you said, you're
The
going
next
away
level.
from the flip phone. You're going away from the flip phone, the flip phone, the potato.
Right. P.S. Fuck your face for that one, by the way. They got motherfuckers calling me flip phone again, shit. But no.
Hey, your flip phone is what got me with sub to your channel. All right.
and same here. Exactly.
Right.
Same.
And that's what I'm going to segue from. A lot of people, especially lately, when I announced that I was going to be on the podcast, a lot of people are like, well, how come you don't do things that actually help the community? I'm like, there's better people out there doing that. I mean, you look at Superpatriot, he's been holding it down for as long as I knew what a Superpatriot was. You look at Orbit, me and Orbit been cool since forever, since I even knew what an Orbit was, and he came, on my server and hollered at me and talked to me like a real person. So and then you got Belkin doing his thing. Big brother Belkin got more subs than me. I don't know how long he's been doing it, but he's doing better than I am. So why am I like, if we got all these other channels, doing the loadout videos, doing the how-tos, doing the this is how you beat this content, so on and so forth, why would I sit there and try and copycat them? Sure, I sound funny, sure, I say things in a funny way and so on and so forth, but I kind of wanted to do me and not really be pressured into doing that. However, lately, I've been feeling like some people that were quote unquote in the community, hashtag 31K, I'm feeling some of these people are not really telling the people what's really going on and what they really need to do. So I might have to put on my instructor's hat and instruct these people on how to do more than 31K in PvP, if you understand what the Nimbus is saying. So my channel's going to be evolving. I'm actually going to be, signing some deals, signing some papers, evolving. That's why I've been calling Orbit and Belkin Big Brother, because they're currently in a, and I'm gonna let y'all talk about that organization, but they're currently in an organization that I'm kind of talking to. And if things go well, you might see 3 nice little letters behind my name when I say things. So that's what's really been going on with me. I'm still gonna use the flip phone, guys. If you're gonna be mad, stay mad. But I gotta use my potato sometime, because that's what got me started. I had 900 subs doing nothing but potato videos. Who else can say that? Seriously, think about that. Who else can say that and not a girl? And not a
No girl.
tutorial? But I uploaded videos off my flip phone, and I got a bunch of subs from it. And y'all know me as the People's Champ because of it, straight up and down. That's where I come from. Now I got the PVR. What you gonna do except bow down to the People's Champion?
See, I remember when I first came across your channel, and I was speaking to when I was back in Full Metal Heroes and I wasn't really recording.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, he was just hilarious. I was just like, check this guy out, he's fucking hilarious. Like, you don't even need to watch it, you just put the phone down. You just put your laptop down, just sit on the toilet, do whatever, just listen to whatever the fuck you're talking about, which is nothing most of the time, but it's just entertaining.
Most of the time
it's different. Most of the time it's boom, Heroes win, as usual. We do what they do. We finish the job. Per se, boom, that's it. That's the video.
I mean, you got to get it right. Heroes for life, people's champ for life. We do what it do. We finish the job. Say something in the middle of here to make things sound funny. And holla at you, boy. Perfect. That's how you got to do it. It's a formula. That's all. I preach the gospel of justice, and that's where I get it from. That's church. That's the old Southern church.
So, I want to know two questions, actually. Two questions I got for you. First question is what is the exact model of the phone that you were using?
And you know what? I hope I get a free phone.
I think I joked one time I used like a Motorola Razr.
Whoa, the shit is lagging.
I used to have a Motorola Razr. Good phones.
It could be like a LG 900 flip phone.
No.
It was, and it still is a Samsung Galaxy 2. I have another one, an HTC Inspire, something like that. But the one I've been using for the past 3 years, Samsung Galaxy 2. The first one, like my very first flip phone video was literally on a Motorola Razr. Not gonna lie. The very first one I ever did.
Called it.
Was on a Razr. But it was
have
just
the
like
old big Nokia mobile, black and white.
Right. It's like the very first one I did on my channel. If you go back, it's like Legacy of Truth, photo shoot or whatever, and everything is fucking blurry as hell. It had 0.2 megapixels. You feel what I'm saying? It didn't even have a megapixel. It just had like 90 pixels, all right? It was blurry. It looked like when you're drunk, you had about 6-7 beers in. You know what I'm saying? You see a real hot chick cross the bar, but when you wake up in the morning, it was somebody you want to chew your leg off to get away from. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad the cell phone video was. It was terrible, but I wasn't really going for much quality, and I didn't even know what a PVR was at the time. Being real with y'all. I'm being real. That's what was going on. So that's what I used. And then I got my Samsung Galaxy 2. You know what I'm saying? Started doing some more videos on the SD TV. Then I had to upgrade the SD to the HD TV. And then I had to upgrade to the VR. Because y'all motherfuckers would not stop bitching about my cell phone.
I didn't see Nimbus, though. I didn't see Nimbus not know what a PVR is, watching other people's videos on YouTube going, damn, they got a good phone.
No, they must got a camcorder or something.
I literally thought Nimbus lived in a cave. Like, seriously.
He lived in Yosh Cave.
Yosh Cave.
Oh, the Yosh Cave.
Well, my second question is...
Now he's going to give himself the cave lair.
Yeah. Cave lair.
Y'all just named my apartment. Thank you. I'm going to use that. The Yosh Cave.
The Yosh Cave.
I want to see a video.
Or double penetration name.
Double penetration.
I want to see the Yosh Cave taken from your Samsung Galaxy, and I want it uploaded to mine.
And you know what? I'm probably gonna do that today. Why not?
I mean, Nimbus hits on a good point though, man, about evolving the channel, and doing your own thing. Because I mean, it's like, I was doing my own thing, and mainly looking at doing like fire and PvP and everything like that, in the game and everything. And I've had people coming to me all the time, it's like, man, what's a good earth tank, loadout? And I was like, I tell them, I was like, I've got a video for it, but this guy Orbit over here, he's damn good at it. You might want to check him out. And so I mean, and that's normally how I do like my little shout outs to everybody. Even though some people say, I don't do shout outs, I have in the past. So I remember when Orbit had 400 subs, and I was like, man, this guy's really good, but and Orbit put in the work and all that, and freaking overtook me. Which honestly, I think that UK shit, I want to change my region to like Just Rhode Island, I think. Here in the States.
Put yourself in the
just
States.
to get my subs up.
Like you say, when I started, it was no commentary. It was just PvP games, music, like remixes. So wasn't planning on getting paid for it or anything. And now look, it's just a huge channel. Got commentary in, and yeah, I don't know. It's just evolved. I've learned how to record better and edit videos better, and everything, like you say, evolves and gets better over time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't even gonna do that. I really wasn't. I just was like, I'm just gonna record PvP and that's it. But there were some people that came to my channel and made me decide to elevate my game. So for that, I'd like to thank you, because that 31K, it really upped my game. It really did.
Upped your game.
It upped my YouTube game. Like when I had the strikes against my channel, when I had like all these people coming in, it's like, oh well, you suck, and you can't beat this guy up. And it's a video of me beating the guy up. I realized that it was like
at Diamond Heist, you mean?
Right, in Diamond Heist, exactly. It's like, you haven't watched the video. What is this? Why are you not watching my video? You know what? Let me up my game up. Let me get professional with this shit, or at least attempt to. And that's what happened. And I've done pretty good because of that specific person. So if people wonder why are you so obsessed with this guy? Hey, if it wasn't for that guy, I wouldn't be where I am right now on the People's Podcast, preaching the gospel of justice and talk about double penetration.
Well, that's like the people who comment on your videos and your fans and your subs. I think shape your channel a little bit, because when I was, like I said, I was just doing PvP videos, and then you get comments saying do commentary, do a loadout or something. So I did a loadout, but like without commentary, and then it's like do commentary. So you do commentary, and they themselves know what they want, and that's the way it builds up for me.
Yeah, I've got. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, and then I had no kind of wish to do a let's play, and then it's kind of led on to me doing a let's play. So I mean, I didn't even know what a let's play was, and now and that's really popular.
I do have one question I want to ask Nimbus and all that. I mean, what do you say? Like some people out there, there's certain individuals out there that are like accusing you of being racist. I mean, I've known Nimbus off and on. I mean, we've talked off and on for like past 2 years, almost, and I've never known you to be racist towards anybody, whether it's in the game or in your videos.
Okay, in-game persona completely off. I don't deal because of my background, because of who I am. I don't deal in racism. I don't deal in homophobia. I don't deal in any gender-specific type of insults or so on and so forth. I don't do any of that. When I insult you, it's usually about you, your mom, your parakeet, the tires on your car, your house, where you work. Whose head you bobbing up and down on their pelvis of justice. But I don't talk about things that you can't control for yourself. To me, that's wrong. I can't do that. And this is the real me. This isn't any type of entertainer or in-game persona or anything. I cannot and refuse to be homophobic, racist, anything that would constitute like a hate crime as far as an insult concerned. I can't do it. If I do, I realize this, I will apologize immediately. I want to fight you. I don't want to fight your race. I don't want to fight your gender. I don't want to fight your sexuality. I want to fight you if I want to fight you.
That's you would think too, though. Like you would think too that if you actually were racist at all, that would come out in your interactions with people in the game. You wouldn't have an account on the game anymore with as many haters as you got. So I mean, I don't know where they're coming after that.
I would invite
people
those people
accusing
that
you
are
of
coming up with
racism
that.
doesn't make any sense.
Right. I would invite the people that are coming up with that to confront me personally. Via the proper channels. We could sit down and have a discussion. Or if they want to come at me again, I could just bust their ass. Either way, but I don't deal in that currency. It's not what I do. Straight up and down.
Yeah.
If somebody feels that way, I'm apologize right now. I'm sorry. But I don't even use slurs and epithets and all that shit. I don't do it. No.
I do have a question for Orbit though, because you you live in England, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be kind of bringing this guy up and all that, but I'm not bringing him up to talk about him. I'm bringing him up to talk about this certain phrase, all right, of calling people chavs, all right?
Right.
Now you're actually in England, all right? You're like
What is
aware
a
of that
chef, guy?
phrase.
What is this? What this means? Sorry, I don't
I
know.
can explain it to you, but he's talking to Order right now, so go ahead.
Well, a chav I mean, I didn't really know what it was either. I looked it up though, and it's basically a boisterous, antisocial person who wears, either fake or real designer clothes.
Okay.
Basically, that's basically what it sums up to be. All right, but they're looked down as they're like looked at as like basically they're like people that don't try to get along with anybody. Right?
They're like yobs. Do you know the word yob? You heard of that word?
No.
Sorry, say that again.
Like a yob?
Oh yeah, I've heard of a yob.
Yeah, like a yob, like
Yes, I've heard of that before. Yes.
They'll wear like trackies and hoodies and cause trouble and just
like
if you're
pretty much any Guy Ritchie film.
Yes.
All right, well,
see, a lot of people think that I pull that just straight out my ass. You know what I'm saying? But I research my insults. If I'm going to be speaking your language, I want to make sure I cut you in your language. I'm sorry, Superpatriot. Right. Go ahead. My bad.
Right. Well, see, okay, so my question, Orbit, though, is because, you live over there and all that, you're familiar with that word, people being called that all the time. Is that considered a racial slur?
I wouldn't say racist. I wouldn't say it was racist.
I mean, I know it's derogatory. I know it's a derogatory word.
I wouldn't say
would you consider that to be racist?
No, I wouldn't say it was racist.
Okay, so that's two of their boats to shut out of the water right there. So all you people out there think Nimbus Yosh is racist, or anybody who calls certain individuals chavs are racists, you're wrong.
Now I will make a confession. I'm not gonna lie. Chav is classist. Okay, it's a different class of people, and it's putting down a different class of people. But everybody has their derogatory term for their class. However, in my extensive research of this word and extensive research of who to call it to and why and so on and so forth, I found that it's not as extreme as some of the things that people called me about 2 or 3 hours ago. All right, but it stings just. It's like being called a virgin when you know you're not. It's like being called a loser when you know you. It's like somebody saying that you live in your mom's attic or some shit like that, and you ain't got no job and whatnot. Exactly. So I picked the right word for this dude. He speaks like it. He acts like it. He thinks he's a gangster when he's not. He does a whole bunch of tough talk.
Cyber gangster.
Back it up. Exactly. The dude. In my people, we have a term. We call it studio gangster, and that's
studio gangster. This is cool.
The dude is straight up. He's a studio gangster, keyboard warrior, not doing what it do, not finishing any kind of a job, ass motherfucker. And I had to get him. I just had to get him because he's specifically the type of dude that ruins gaming for any game, not just DCUO, but Call of Duty, Barbie's Horse Adventures, any type of game, Double Penetration Station, any type of
game. Oh, man. I didn't know you had that game, Nimbus, Barbie. Didn't know you played that.
Well, when you take the underscore out of the Twitter, that's Nimbus underscore. Yo, if you take the underscore out, that's, you might get surprised on what you find. I'm just saying.
That's an interesting Twitter feed. I'm just going to tell you guys about that. All right.
If you're under 18, do not go there. Not even with your parents. Even if your parents give you permission, still don't go. Don't go till you're 25. Knowing good and goddamn well, the 16-year-old's like, forget you, Nimbus. I'm going there now. Oh my God, midget porn. My eyes are melting.
Orbit. I mean, it's looking more and more every day like Red Lantern is going to be the next tanking power. Are you going to switch to it?
Well, the thing is, I'm struggling with Earth to keep up with your Celestials and like those kinds of powers in PvE, like as a DPS.
I'm not talking about the DPS side.
Tanking.
I'm talking about tanking it.
Well, the thing is, if I was to, with any power I am, I like to play both roles.
Yeah.
So I'd love to tank, but I want it to be like an easy power, like an ice. Do you know what I mean? Just click a button and then bam,
I know what you're talking about.
I don't want to be doing all this fancy stuff and to stay alive. I just want to just be simple, straightforward. Bam, that's it. But yeah, I'll probably switch. I mean, I am getting a little bit bored of Earth at the moment. And
Don't
yeah,
touch Red Lantern.
You're going Red Lantern as well?
Yeah, DPS.
You are as well.
I'm gonna switch to it. If it's red or blue, whatever it is, I'm gonna switch to it for a while. I want to do some videos on it and look it up. Nimbus, I know Nimbus is mental for life.
Nimbus is, look, I don't understand how y'all be jumping from power to power. Like, I am a mental master. I'm staying on. I was thinking about going quantum just because of storyline, but no, I'm a mental master. I'm going to stay on. If I'm going to play another type of power set or whatnot, I'm just going to make a new character and do it. Pay the extra $1 and go ahead and do it, no problem. But to take Nimbus and to switch up just his whole storyline, is all of a sudden Nimbus doesn't have his power anymore. When you're writing my comic book, how do you explain that? That's what I
no one's going to write your comic book, Nimbus.
I don't know. One day, look, they thought Samuel L. Jackson wasn't going to be nothing neither. Now look at it. All right? He up there in years, but now look at it. When they write in the Nimbus Show's comic book, how do you explain how Nimbus goes from quantum to Earth? How do you explain he goes from gadget to celestial? That don't make no goddamn sense. No. Nimbus is mental for life.
I know what he's saying though. I mean, I started out with fire and all, but I've switched to, I've done mental and gadgets and electricity, and I switched to celestial for like a day, but I didn't like it in PvP. So, I don't really normally stick with any of these powers that I have switched to. Most of the time I've done it's to complete styles and feats on my tune, that you need. You got your controller styles, your healer styles that you have to get and everything. But I don't know. I was switching over to this new tank power, and depending on how it is, I don't know. Maybe I'll stay, maybe I won't. I do love fire though. Fire is my first love, always.
And do you have a storyline behind, turning into a Red Lantern all of a sudden? Do you really have that rage inside you?
All it takes is the rain, right? All it takes is the rain. I rage.
But you also have to. It's like you also have to be. I mean, really. Let's see. Let's think about it. Who would fit more in a rage type situation?
Chef.
You, Mister. I'm going to help the people. To say, the people's champion that has been preaching the gospel of justice since beta. That currently has haters on this podcast right now. Orbit, I'm looking dead at you. Everyone's going to write your comic book, Nimbus. If somebody writes a goddamn comic strip about the people's champion, you owe me $500K and an egg on your head. I'm just saying.
You know what I'd love if they made a comic, The People's Champion, and I was the main character.
Some motherfucker would do that just to spite me. But hey, like I tell Superpatriot, nobody's got haters like me. That's one thing I'm gonna wear with pride. No one. When you get your own arena junkies, let me know. Cool.
To be fair, that was a different. That was funny. That was a different level of hate.
Oh, well, there was that. And kind of go on my Facebook and trying to expose my family, but that's neither here nor there. You know, he's kind of like my Joker. You know, whatever.
Where's he gone? He just disappeared. He's vanished.
Because I beat the fuck out of him. That's what happened to him. I beat the dog shit out. Dog. I hate to use inflammatory language. You know what I'm saying? Wink. But I beat the dog shit out of him. When justice falls upon your brow like the storm of 1,000 superheroes, you have to take heed. And that's what he did. Fuck him. Fuck him and his toothless ass bald-head mother. with double penetration.
Double penetration. Great success.
Vulcan, you need to stop that's like your new catchphrase. Like that is your Percy. All right, Vulcan, you need to finish off every video with that.
First, I say, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. See ya, and double penetration.
Oh, a star is born. A star.
So, Balkan, what about you? Have you got any nemesis in the game? Nemesis?
Nemesis.
Inside.
I don't know. Seriously. Let's say I'm friendly guy. You know, I'm not looking for trouble. I'm a hero. Nemesis. Nah,
even Batman has a nemesis, and I know you're a big Batman fan.
Yeah, good Joker, but he's an NPC. Nah, Nemesis, I don't know.
So you're like Casper, the friendly ghost.
Yeah, he's man. I lost every time he screams me. I lost. He's I don't know unknown power. You know, he's quantum gadget mental at the same time.
Who are you talking about?
Casper, you know.
Oh, I know. I'm saying you're Casper, the friendly ghost, because you've got.
I am.
Everybody.
Ah, okay. Fail.
You're a bit slow there, Balkan.
Nah, Nemesis. I don't know. I don't have a Nemesis. I have haters. Yeah, it's starting on my channel. Always, if I make a loadout video, people are raging. Hey, this loadout is shit. But I hear from a lot of people it's good. So
people are always gonna hate just for the sake of hating.
Yeah.
They will just hate.
People believe that their opinion somehow is worth a damn when it really isn't. There's some people out there that have positive feedback, but then there's some people that just want to hear themselves talk. Like the People's Champion, for instance. I just love hearing myself talk. And that's what happened. I made a whole channel about mine. All they're doing is just making comments. So hopefully I just inspired some people.
You are an entertainer.
And there it is. My rants are entertaining and fun. Their rants are sad and lonely.
He's got a point though. People are gonna hate, for any reason whatsoever. It's like, I uploaded that Earth Tanking Nexus video I did. That was back, around when the raid first came out, and like your fire tanks were like, it was like unheard of for fire tanks to do that. So I was just, uploading a video of how to do that last boss fight. I wasn't saying I was the first. I wasn't saying I was the best. I was just saying, look, this is how you do it. And somebody, in the comments there, you suck. Your loadout's horrible. And I'm like, did I not just beat the fucking raid, man? What? I'm like, come on.
See, when it comes to stuff like that, I don't see it as a good loadout or a bad loadout. The loadout either works or it doesn't work. And if you get in through the raid, it works.
Yeah.
It's important.
That is a great way to put it.
Yes. Yeah, as long as they're not Celestial, Hardlight, or Nature, and you're keeping up with the other DPS, you're doing good. As long as you're keeping everybody's power bars filled up, you're doing good. So long as you're keeping everybody alive as a healer, you're doing good. And so long as you're holding aggro and not getting one shot real fast, you're doing fine. So what is the issue?
Orbit said it best, and in any helpful videos that I do from now on, I think I'm going to quote you on that. Just want to let it be known now. If your loadout, there's no such thing as a good loadout or a bad loadout. Your loadout either works or it doesn't work. So if your loadout works for you, you can. I've had Grandeur and Swoop Attack on my bar pretty much in all situations since I've started. Excuse me, and it's worked for me. It's that I've won a lot of duels and a lot of PvP with those two moves that everybody's like, well, you need to take those moves off. Those moves are shit. No, it gets me off my ass and it keeps me moving. And it works. It straight up works. Orbit, that's awesome. Thank you. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, you can use that. You can use that. No problem.
Copyright by all.
With permission.
With permission. Yeah, don't put no copyright strikes on my channel, goddammit. Oh man. Only bitches do that. Magic CJ. 31K. Ace.
He have beast loadouts, you know. Gadget. If you I remember Gadget. What was it Obsidian saying? He do a Gadget DPS loadout. If you use Gauss Grenade, your enemies got damage over time. Man.
Oh man. What did Odyssey say? What was it? Like 30% of pugs use his loadout and it's garbage.
Yeah.
Superpatriot, you was telling me about that. 30% of these people were using his loadout and they were getting beasted and not understanding why.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in order to, not only just, having a loadout is not enough. All right. I mean, Orbit does, loadout videos and all that. You need to practice and learn how to use that loadout. Just like with my loadouts, with Nimbus's loadout. Honestly, Nimbus, your loadout would take me a while to figure out how to learn with mental because I don't agree with your loadout, but that's, my opinion, and
that's all right.
We've had this discussion, but I mean,
you've heard it here first. You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. I'm gonna put out that video with the flip phone too. Fuck y'all. That's what I'm doing.
With it takes practice and all that. People can put out like the best cookie cutter loadout in the world out there and all that. If somebody doesn't know how to use it, they're still gonna suck at it. If you don't know that reflect pain can be used to reflect back the damage from a block break, then you don't know what you're doing. All right. If you think that reflect pain is just another shield, then you don't know what you're doing. So I don't know. Like I say, it takes practice. It takes getting.
It's a lot to do with
why do you think,
go on.
As I'm just saying, why do you think I haven't put up like my own celestial DPS or celestial healing videos yet? It's because I have not had enough work with any of the loadouts that I've been, researched and been given by people. Because I want to make sure that when I go in there to do it, I'm doing it right and I'm showing people right.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was thinking like you've got your power, you can get a loadout like in seconds. You can ask your mate for a loadout, but the rotation of that loadout, and how fast you can cycle through the rotation and the best kind of order, and that's what takes time. And people who switch powers and go in front of the dummy and it's not working, and they switch back, that you need to put time into getting the rotation correct.
Yeah.
Well, a quick question for all three of you guys. Have any of y'all ever had the fear? I don't want to use fear because heroes are never scared. But have y'all ever had the cautionary feeling that someone would take your tips and tricks and use it against you? Like, for instance, the one of the best PvPers, and I hate to say it because the dude already had a big head and he found out he was a cheater anyway, but whatever. This is a dude named Kagasuichi, and Kagasuichi used one of my moves against me constantly, used one of my other friends' moves constantly against me to actually beat me in PvP when he did beat me in PvP. And then, we want to talk about the Achroma downdraft meteor hop that you also use, Superpatriot. Have you ever worried about an enemy using your tips and tricks against you?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's
Double
actually happening
penetrate him
because I
then.
mean, well,
That's
I mean,
your
like for the
weakness,
longest
Falcon.
time.
That's my
for the
weakness.
longest
Ah.
We cannot let the double penetration fall into the wrong hands.
For the longest time though, I don't know how it was before Megasurge. I don't know how it was on TKJ, but like for the longest time, I was like the only tank that was in arenas most of the time. Like we run into another league pre-made group. I was like the only tank in the group, and people were like, this is back when I was running with SSJ Carlos. People were accusing Carlos of glitching because they couldn't keep a debuff on him. They're like, "What are you doing, man? How you getting your debuffs off?" And it was because I actually read the power descriptions, and I read, oh look, burnout and burning determination. Those remove other players' debuffs on the group. I think I'm going to put those in my loadout when I'm tanking arenas. And that's so for the longest time, I was like the only tank doing that on No Man's Land server, and nobody else had figured it out. And then we put together somebody put together a forum site for our server, and people were like, what you'd use for your loadouts and everything and why. And so because I'm trying to be a helpful community member, I posted up what my loadout was, and I told everybody why I use why I go in tank stance and why I use these powers. And people were like, oh, those powers remove debuffs off everybody. I'm like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, it's like they're using my loadout. And there's, some players, I mean, they got a lot better because of it. But yeah, I mean, some of them were villains. And it made things a little bit more difficult in arena matches.
I mean, that's telling for a lot of things, even in politics, nuclear arms race and all that. You don't want some information falling into the wrong hands. And I think that might have been one of the reasons why I haven't done my type of loadout videos and whatnot, because I don't want people knowing my secrets, on how to be the people's champion. Well, they can't be the people's champion. You got to have the gift, the gab, and skill. But it's just one of those things where just like I don't want you to. If you don't know why I use swoop attack and grandeur, then I'm not going to sit there and teach you for you to sit there and use that against me. But it's coming to the point where I don't have that Klingon league that I used to have. I don't have, well, they're Romulans now, but if you want to get into Star Trek, you do what you do. But I'm not in that league anymore, and I really don't have huge, big old rivals like I used to. 31K.
Team Nimbus.
So might as well, start teaching the young ones, that need to leave the justice into the future, how to deal if someone were to come across why I use what I use against them, and maybe better the community. Leave my legacy, if you will. Leave a legacy of justice, because that's what we want to do, right? That's what we want to do. Just leave a legacy for the younger generation, the cockulus out there that think they are somebody.
Cockulus.
The cockulus and the Schmeagles and the double penetrations out there. They want to be somebody one day. You want to leave something for them to rememorize you. Playing with dolls and shit. Oh boy, I didn't even talk about him. We're gonna leave him alone too.
So that's the one thing I don't get about that guy, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
He comes out. I mean, it's like my video, dude. I mean, it's like since I posted my video, every day at least 3 comments from him on there. It's just been going back and forth between us, right? Mm-hmm. I think he finally stopped. But
he finally stopped because Orbit put a hot one in his friend. That's it. Orbit put a hot one. Orbit put a hot one in his friend, and then you dropped the elbow from the sky. I've been tanking this dude for the better part of a year, but then Orbit came in with the double penetration of
I have to put the copyright on this word now.
No. You're not talking about that. But then
I'm not talking about Spiegel. I'm talking about his defense attorney. I'm talking about his defense attorney.
Exactly. Now his biggest cheerleader. Now he has no defense for his little boyfriend, his little boo-boo
Oh no,
cakes.
his main defense has been coming at me for having you in my league because you are supposedly racist.
Oh, but wait. Isn't he supposed to defend? Isn't he supposed to defend a fellow RPGM? What RPG? What are you?
Yeah.
What is it? RPG?
RPM, yeah.
Oh,
RPM.
RPM.
Yeah. Oh, I called him on that too.
Fellow. Isn't he supposed to defend a fellow RPM member? The shouts out to the RPM network. Doing what it do. But if y'all business partners, how come he shits on you, but sits on the Chavness? I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
What the deal and what the problem is. This is why I want to leave a legacy, so that when evil like this comes up, you know how to deal with it. You know how to separate real life from game, as well as beat somebody's ass in the game and walk away from that real life nonsense that people are trying to say. Now, if this dude wants to talk about me being racist, how come he wants to talk about me trying to holler at white girls on his channel? When he directly brings race into the conversation, I don't understand. Oh, I'm racist, but meanwhile, you're saying racist things on your channel with a big blazing in on the doll that you're playing with. You think it's Nimbus, but I think we know what we talk about, son. You want to play that all, go ahead and do that. Politicians do that shit all the goddamn time, acting like I don't know what that N stand for, motherfucker. That's right. But it's cool because he says that I don't have the gift of gab. He says that I'm afraid to be on his podcast. But if he was really about his money, he'd have had me on his podcast. Now watch the views on this. He could have had the views for himself. But he ain't about that money. He ain't about that life. And he never will. Cocula, stay cocula. Kiss my black ass. That. Had to get that one out. I'm sorry. I had to get out. If he could kiss both cheeks of my royal chocolate and natural black ass. Oh, now.
Amen.
My man said amen. It's not amen. It's not amen. It's Percy. That's how you say that.
What is Percy? Where did you get this Percy from? Where's this come from? What does it mean?
It's funny that you asked that. The short, because I've been long-winded this whole time. The short version is Percy. Is one of Thomas the Tank Engine friends, but he reminds us that this is a game and we shouldn't take this seriously. Okay, don't get too serious about a video game to where you're giving out your address to people that you don't know, endangering your family. It's just a game. Keep it as such. Stay vigilant. Stay moving up that mountain, carrying whatever load you have to carry. But remember, it is make-believe and it is a game. Keep it that way. And that's what, and every time I have to end my videos with Percy because that's what that means.
DC is real life.
And that's the short answer. It also involves a Green Lantern dude who was like one of the coolest dudes I ever met. And every time he fired impact, he yelled Percy. But that's what it reminded me of.
I'm gonna start shouting Thomas at the end of my videos.
Well,
Thomas.
If you become a Blue Lantern, you know what I'm saying, and you shoot like little blue trains out your ring, then you can yell Thomas.
Blue trains.
I mean, really.
I got Nimbus fired up in me the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I got Nimbus fired up in me the other day. I called my sidekick out and I was like, "Get him, Percy."
Yeah, you call your sidekick Percy, you motherfucker. Me and you gonna fight over
I wish we can restyle our sidekick,
I would love that.
I don't know if that's coming or not. I don't know if that's
then
coming
I
or
will
not.
always pick sidekick on 4. Walk with my mini Balkan, I'm Batman. I need a little Robin,
My sidekick always have, Wonder Woman chest with the red cape, got that little face mask and the crew cut. I wonder what I'm gonna call him. Lil Patriot.
You want a prostitute as a sidekick, man.
Look, I told you I used to work at the sex shop. I don't work there anymore. See, what y'all don't see at home is the picture on my Skype is it's a rather adult picture of when I used to work at the sex shop.
Seriously, this picture is confusing me. No, it looks like a snake, but I'm not sure, man.
It's not that big.
I know.
And it's also not that color if you
I can't see a picture.
Ready?
I can't see a picture.
Wait,
It's
I don't
not
think we're friends.
HD.
Hang on. How can I make you a friend in order to do that?
Who all's ready for the next PvP season?
I'm
Can't
ready.
wait.
I'm ready. I am maxed out on marks, and I've started saving them up now from whenever I get into matches and stuff.
What you saving marks? I think we got new marks for T6.
No.
Oh,
I think they everything I'm hearing and all that, they've said that they're gonna be using Valor again.
I've got my whole bank is full of arena champion boxes.
That is so wonderful that you came up and you told people about that. That is awesome because there's villains out there that's going to use that against you. But
I'm not.
And that is a big snake you've got, Nimbus.
This one's being uploaded on my channel. This one's being uploaded on my channel. This one's being uploaded on my channel, so if I start getting worried about that, I'll just wait until after the update drops, and then I'll post it. And they'll be like, "Oh, I could have held on to my marks this whole time." But I'm sure most people and all that, they're like into PvP. They're already maxed out on their marks anyways, so everybody's gonna have at least.
What do you guys think about the cap? Having caps on marks that you can.
I think they need to remove the cap on Triumph.
What is the cap on Triumph?
50,000.
I recently hit that actually, like completely by accident. But I have 5 months to catch up on.
Thing is, now that I've got my full Prideful set, and it's taken me ages. Now I've got that, I've got nothing to use my Marks of War on apart from trading it in for Triumph. So it'll build up fast. I
mean, I'm pretty sure all y'all have y'all token feats done and all your other styles and stuff. I still have to do all that. That's the main thing I gotta finish grinding on, and it is a pain. Oh, it's a pain in the ass.
It's good if you maybe don't play for a long time.
It's very it's expensive time wise or monetary wise, and sometimes I'm willing to spend the money, but it is a lot of money when you don't have the time to spend on it.
For you guys, you could afford it though. For us, we needed to wait a week before we could cash ours in because of the money difference.
Yeah, the money difference.
You needed to be rich to get that done fast.
You're saying it like we actually have a good economy. Again, we're not going to get
Of course you have. Obama sponsored.
hey, that's politics. You don't want to get into politics with the people's champ. Because then I'm going to revert to Donovan Wildfire, which preview, spoiler alert, going to be a new channel. Going to be talking about way more than just video games. Just saying. Now, if we're going to get into politics, we can get into politics, but you keep saying Obama like that ain't my president. The Nimbus shows us like the Obama of DCUO. He's always going to have haters just to be haters. It's like, no matter what, no matter if he's right or wrong, the other side just does not like it, period. Now, who else is like that other than The Rock and Muhammad Ali? Think about that for a second. People's champ, exact same way. Whether I'm right or wrong, there's going to be people hating on. Superpatriot, same with you. Whether you right or wrong, you're going to have haters. Orbit, same with you. Whether you right or wrong, you're going to have haters. Belkin, whether you right or wrong, double penetration.
This guy is brilliant.
Oh man! Yeah,
can we do this usually? Because this is fun as hell.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
We may have to actually talk about the game next time, though.
Yeah. What game are we playing? Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm all the way down. I am a multifaceted type person. Why not? We can talk about whatever.
Yeah, I think we're looking at like an hour though, at least an hour right now, and I think we talked about the game for maybe 5 minutes of that.
I think we
I'm
talked
pretty sure
more
we
about
talked
sex
about.
than the game.
I'm pretty sure we talked about that. We talked about the Red Lantern powers and whatnot. Come on.
Yeah, 5
Yeah.
minutes.
We've mainly been
So-
talking
we
about
talked-
double penetration,
Yeah.
sex shop, and Nimbus Josh's snake that he's got in his picture.
Look, I don't think y'all have ever talked to me outside of game or outside of my videos. So, you know, it happens, and it's public. That's the craziest part. That everybody's gonna know about the People's Channel.
Wait. I think I know what this is. Girls are using this, you know, two lesbians, you know.
Whoa!
Yeah, I know what this is now. Ah, I get it.
This is a motherfucking family show. Hold on.
No. You see,
There are fucking kids
like the
listening
way-
to this shit.
What are you talking about?
The way he phrased,
Peggy 18. Okay, now I can say.
Show.
What are you talking about, Balkan?
Look at this picture, you know, this not a snake, this is the big dildo, you know, maybe 2 meters, I don't know, in for you know, they can put it at the same time, you know.
That is too big to be a dildo.
One girl at the beginning, at the other end is the second girl. No. Can you put this picture in the YouTube? The people will see this and they will get it then. I think they will see this. Nimbus, give it the picture.
I'm afraid I'd get flagged.
Was that picture
Oh.
taken with your Galaxy? Because it's a blurry picture.
Can you send us this in HD?
It was about Motorola days.
That was that was the
You guys breaking up on my.
and I put that on.
Yeah, you're lagging.
Yeah,
or
he's breaking
something.
up bad.
You sound like T-Pain.
T-Pain. Have we lost him?
You sound like like robot.
Oh. Look,
Falcon beatbox, and we've got a song here.
He's still going.
Do you play at the same time? He sounds like.
I'm still here.
Yeah, we know you're still there. We know you're still there. You're just breaking up really bad, you know.
No, Patriot is in lagging. I don't know what
I
happened.
think it's probably a good time.
Everyone's breaking up. Yeah, should we wrap it up?
Am I really?
Oh no.
Oh, you want to carry
We
on?
should wrap it up.
Okay.
No, we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
What means wrap it up?
It means finish
Hello.
off. Finish off. Wrap it
Finish.
You guys hear me
the
all right
podcast.
now?
No.
Yeah.
No end show.
up. You want to carry on?
The show is good. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, Nimbus got kicked. So.
Shit. Yeah.
it's all right.
damn it.
I'll talk to you,
Yeah.
Balkan, until you fall asleep. I know you like people talking to you before you fall asleep and stuff. I'll keep you company for a while.
Yeah, like about
Talking like
sex
people
and-
cyber. Let's
yeah, double penetration and
I'm not giving you double penetration before you go to bed.
I forgot about the
All right.
look, he's back. Look, he
Oh,
coming
there
the right moment back. You know. Oh, no way. So Orbit.
Alrighty. Well, I don't know if Nimbus is back or not. We should wrap this up. It's getting a little long.
Yeah. Cool.
We're obviously having stream issues.
Yeah.
We're obviously having Skype issues. Anyways, I want to thank everybody on behalf of Nimbus who was trying to get back into the call. He wants to thank everybody for listening. And Orbit and Vulcan, man, it's good talking to you. I love the
Yeah,
love
too.
the accent.
You too, man.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you
Loving
both.
the accent. Yeah, good to meet you too.
Thank
But yeah, this one will be posted up on my channel. You know, well, you guys are watching it on my channel anyway, so you already know that.
They're like, no shit.
Yep, time to end the show. Yeah, thanks everybody for listening. Orbit, take it away.
Take care, guys.
See ya and have fun.
Double penetration,
Double
Percy,
penetration.
and yes, get on my level or get off my lawn or whatever that one is.
High five.
All right, guys. Until next time, y'all take care.
Good time.
Damn it.
Oh yeah, he made it. Snuck in. I was like, this could not be a finished product without him shouting Percy at the end. And bang, in he comes like Superman.